So as requested on Twitter, the first video I'll be recording is how I use my Fibs. So this is going to be an introductory video. It's not going to be like super details, just to introduce you to the Fibs I use. So the Fib tool is it's a ratio measurement tool. Like you want to know what ratio the market has pulled back or a percentage, right? But in simple terms, that's what it is. So I use 3 of the Fib tools. I use 3 of them. So I use the Fib Fib extension, which that's what most people use. I use the Fib expansion. And I use the Fib speed resistance fund. All right, so this is the Fib extension. So this is the Fib extension. So if you've seen it before, this is the common one everyone uses, right? So you see it has 0, 0 to 1, 0 to 100, but you can make it 0 to 1 if you want. And I have multiple levels. I have 11.4, 23.6, 38.2, 50, 61.8, 786. And I have 112.9, 127, 141.4, 1.618. And the opposites I have negative 27, negative 41.4, and then negative 61.8. Right. So let me take them one after the other and show you what I use this for. So the Fib in general is a trend trading tool, right? You use the Fib as a trend trading tool, especially I think the speed resistance is a trend reversal too. But aside that, the Fib expansion and the Fib extension, okay, I think you can use them. So trend continuation, trend reversal is still a trend trading strategy, which means it's not a range trading strategy, but you can still use it in the range depending on how you are approaching it. So with the Fib extension, this is how I typically use the Fib extension. First of all, you want to understand the structure of the market. So let's say this is the structure of the market and the market is here, and I want to know where the market is most likely going to go first, go from here. So what I'm going to do at this point here is so the market is here. We have our low and our high. So what most people do is they use the Fibs the opposite way, but I use it a different way. So most people would want to see the percentage retracement from here. How much percentage retracement? So they would go from here. They'll go from 1 to 0, and then they measure the percentage retracement. So here they will say this is about 61.8% retracement. Right? This is how most people use it, but I don't use it like this because in this case, what it means is your 0 is facing down, but the trend is up. So if I want to know where my next projected move is going to be, I need to use another Fib, which I don't do that. So what I do is we are in an uptrend, right? Price is in an uptrend. So my Fib faces the direction of the trend. So what I do is I go from here to here. So 0, the beginning of our move, 1 at the end of the move, and we have a pullback here. So this pullback here is a 382 retracement, but the percentage of pullback is 38%. So it's just the opposite. Instead of using 2 Fibs, I will use 1 Fib, but I know that every number is the opposite. So I'm going from 100. So 786 is the same as 382. 61.8 is the same as 382. 50 is the same thing either way. And 382 is the same as 61.8. 23.6 is the same as 786. 11.4 is the same as 88.6, right? So I do it this way so I can have just one fib without having multiple fibs. So here I have a 382 retracement. The retracement falls on a 382, but this is a 61.8% of retracement. I hope it makes sense. So, and from the way I use the fib, depending on the number it falls on, I know where the market is most likely going to go to. I don't know if I should share more details on that, but let's say we get a 382 retracement here and the market breaks the one. So the market needs to break the one because at this point we can get a pullback, create a lower high, and the market will sell. But if the market pushes up and break the 1 or the 100 level, if it's a 382 retracement, I know my TP is a 61.8% retracement. So let's go to the chart. Let me show you an example of what I mean. So this is an uptrend, right? So basically, if the market was here, what I'm looking for is 0 and 1, and this is my percentage retracement. So I'll go from end of move to the beginning of the move, and what I have here is a 0 to 1, and my retracement is, this is a 50% retracement, right? So with a 50% retracement, the TP for a 50% retracement is a 2.0, but a 2.0 is like very long term, which means looking at BTC, if BTC stays above here, the one level here, it means very, very long term we could make it to 2.0. This is what the Fibs is saying. But if we break below, then that invalidates it. Because of that, what you want to do is you still want to take your TP. If it's a 2.0, you narrow your TP down to a TP1 at 127 and a TP2 at 61.8. So that is after the one level is broken. So after this one is broken, price came back for the retest here. So here, if you took a buy here after price breaks here, TP1 is 1.272, TP2 is 1.618. And you are monitoring the reaction at the 100 level. And long term, price could make it to the 2.0. But that you don't really worry about that because the structure changes along the line and we could get an ultimately different structure altogether. And like we know, I am currently on a bearish trade for BTC, but still monitoring for a potential shift. So here, if you look at here, so if you've been following my BTC, you know that I took BTC from here. And if structure pushes up and take out this high, you know that is a completely different thing altogether. So let's look at some more examples, right? So let's look at this push here. So we have a push from here to here and then to here. No, yeah, right. So this is downtrend. So this is our 100 and this is our 0. So here, this is a 382. This is a 382 retracement, which is the same as the 61.8%. And our TP here is 1.618. So with this trade, this would have been our TP here, right? But the market hits exactly the 1.27 and reversed, right? So sometimes you get this kind of moves where you don't always get to your target. That's why it's always good to take TP1 from 1.272 because the 1.272 is a completion number. And when the market gets there, it's most likely going to take a 10 from there. So it's good because mostly if you're looking for a perfect entry based on the market structure, it could be a level where you put your limit, right? So here you can have a limit here, 1.272, especially if you're anticipating a potential reversal on the asset you are trading. And it's not just about the Fibs. You are looking at so many different things. So if you take, you took a sell from here and the market broke this level here, you know that, okay, you are targeting the 1.272. And until the market shifts you are still looking at that level as your TP, right? So I think I'm going to break this into multiple topics. So this, I'm going to just leave it here for Fib extension. Yep, and I'll do a new video talking about the Fib expansion, and then the speed resistance fund, just not to make the video so long, right? So let me know if you have any questions in particular about this. So I've not shared so much how do you call it, details about how I go about in doing so many other things, but there are other tricks to it. But with any tool that you decide to use, you need to always consider the structure of the market, right? So for instance, here, I'm looking at using the Fib here. What I would do is we're in a downtrend. So this is my 1, and this is my 0. So I look at the retracement. This is a 382 retracement. So 382 retracement here. Our TP is 1.618, which is this level here. We made it to this level, but there was a big pullback. What happened here? The market, so you take your TP1 for 1.27. We almost made it in reverse. So at this point here, you're either getting out because you see the market reversing after it failed to hit the targets. And this is a lot of pip because we're on the 6-hour time frame, right? That's a lot of pips. So especially after price hits this level, it hits the 141.4 level and start pulling back with a big 6-hour candle, you have to get out. But this is what happened. The market came back, made a double top at the 382 level, and finally made it to the 1.618. But I'm not sure if you would want to hold it for all this pullback. Like at this point, you're actually looking for another trade where you have your Fib here, 1, 0, and this is a 50%. So with this, you could have actually anticipated this push here because you have a 0 to 1, 50%. And what do you remember about the 50%? When it makes the 50%, your TP is what? The 200 or the 2.0. We hit a 2.0, which was also a reversal of the 382 level here, retest, and it pushed down here, right? And so you can use the Fibs, especially if you are not so greedy. You take your 127 TP and you're good to go. So anywhere between 38 to 50%, 618 retracement, you target the 1.272 and you're good to go. So you always take your TP at 1.272 and that is good for you. So I'm just trying to keep this video short. Let me know what you think about this. And if you have any more requests about what video I should make next, drop it in the comment section.